Gentleman is recognized for 3 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I thank the gentleman for yielding. You know, we have heard, particularly from our side of the aisle, the objection to this bill, H.R. 1424, in regard to procedure and in regard to pay-fors, which basically I agree with. The fact that this is the 50th time that the Democratic majority has brought forth a bill, an important bill, with a closed rule and no opportunity for our side. In cases myself as a physician member, I think I had some good thoughts about this bill. In fact, I was proud to support the extension of the original Paul Wellstone Mental Health and Addiction Equity Act. I thought that was a good thing. But now my objection to the rule and the underlying bill, Mr. Speaker, is mainly about policy. I think they have taken this bill and adulterated it to an extent that it's unbelievable that the gentlelady from Florida in her opening remarks says that this is a business-friendly piece of legislation. Now, if we are talking about covering things like bipolar disorder, depressive disorders, anxiety disorders, post-traumatic stress syndrome, certainly this is very important that we have mental health parity. But as one of the previous speakers on our side of the aisle said, what you have done in expanding this to cover things like, on a mandated basis to our employees, diseases in the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Illnesses, jet lag fatigue, caffeine intoxication, sibling rivalry, substance-induced sexual dysfunction, transvestite fetishism. Can you imagine any employer being willing to cover things like that? You're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You had a good bill. I was proud to support it, and I would proudly support it today. But to expand it to the point where no employer will offer mental health coverage, that means that so many of these people, families with adult children, adult dependent children who are suffering from some of these conditions that we know of that I mentioned, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, they desperately need help, and they need health parity. And I am in favor of that. I would support it, and that's why I'm supportive of the Senate version. But all my colleagues, look at this, read it, and understand why hardly any employer would accept this and provide health coverage when it includes all these things that are totally unnecessary. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I ask my colleagues defeat this rule and this underlying legislation. Let's take it back to the drawing board and do probably what Paul Wellstone intended originally, and my friend Patrick Kennedy as well. We have ruined an otherwise good bill, and I yield back to